Gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Cheetah
and the cheese.
Hope you guys are doing well on this Thursday afternoon, whatever time it is on your side. It is 2:45 over here in Las Vegas. We just wanted to come and tell you guys that we're going to recap on the Cowboys and then get into tonight's matchup. We got the Patriots coming or going to LA for the Rams matchup. Very good NFC, AFC potential playoff. I don't know. The Patriots on the outside looking in, so we'll get to that here in a minute. But recapping what the Cowboys did versus the Ravens. Cheese, tell us what happened in that game.
For me, I was feeling, like I put an S on my chest. I was feeling like Superman. So I went with the Cowboys, the NFC. I mean, their division was going crazy that week. The Cowboys was the last one to play. So I was like, maybe they can pull it out. But, man, they're struggling. And we've known that. We've seen it. But, I mean, even getting later on in the season and fixing different things and trying to prepare each week and trying to tweak your system, as much as you can with what you have and the amount of time you have left in the season. Even still with all that, man, they're struggling extremely hard. So they didn't look good. That's all it was from that one, man. Cowboys are struggling, man, hard.
Yeah, on the bright spot, Andy Dalton did play actually not too bad in that game. The defense for the Cowboys is just questionable. I just don't like talking about the NFC East that much, or at least those games. I love the what the Washington football team could possibly do, and the Giants. I'm a Jalen Hurts fan now. I can't wait to see that kid play, dude. I really hope he does well. But the Ravens a little bit too much. I still don't think the Ravens are that quality of a football team anymore either. I think Lamar's kind of taking a step back from all that. I mean, he's an athlete. He's a freak. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But people are starting to know kind of what he does, and the only teams that really beat him are when they take shots over the top and connect for like 40-yard touchdown, or he takes off for 50,
Yeah, and that's what I was also going to say too. I mean, the Cowboys just haven't really seen that yet, and it was hard for them to adjust. So, I mean, it looked like Lamar Jackson was absolutely balling out. I mean, he had almost 100 yards rushing for sure. He still had 13 carries, but he only had 107 yards throwing, and he still threw an interception. So he's just still kind of rocky for me. I mean, he's defensive nightmares, but I would agree with what you said. It looks like he took a little bit of a step back, and Andy Dalton giving an interception too that turns the ball over. I mean, he did throw for 285 though, and Elliott only. How many games has Elliott had?
He's been kind of a bust this year, dude.
Legit. I know. How many games has he had over 100 yards? I mean, because I haven't seen a lot of him.
Hurt, I think.
He's averaging under 5 yards a carry, so I don't know, man.
Yeah. I'm still not a believer on that Ravens chain. I think they got a solid defense too, but at the end of the day, I think there's a lot more better teams in the AFC that match up pretty well against them. Yeah. So moving on to tonight's matchup, we kind of keep this one quick on Thursdays. Patriots going to the Rams. Aaron Donald coming down on Cam Newton all day. That's a disaster waiting to happen, but I think they could possibly establish a run game, maybe get some tackle reads involved, or where your linemen are adjusting to him coming downfield. I'm excited. I'm putting my money on the Patriots. They're 5-point underdogs, and I think that they're going to pull this one out, dude. I think a Bill Belichick coach team, Super Cam. I got his picture over here. His team's going to lift him up and take him to the promised land. So I'm pretty excited to see this matchup tonight, just to see what Cam can do and if he can throw the ball over 15 yards.
He's not going to be extremely effective throwing the ball, but can they do enough in the scheme that they're doing right now to be effective against that defense? And this is kind of a toss-up to me too, because like I've said, the Rams have played mediocre up and down like a roller coaster all year, and then now the Patriots are starting to say, hey, let's pick and choose what we need to do and play, which is good coaching with what they have, and now they're starting to climb a little bit. So it's a really interesting matchup, especially for me. So I don't know, man. I'm gonna go this time of the year. I'm just gonna go with it as well. I didn't know what I was gonna pick earlier. I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna go with Belichick. I think he winds up getting it done. And Goff, I just don't see against that Patriots defense Goff having a outstanding game, and I think he needs to have an extremely good game to beat the Patriots just because of their defense and the way they can, keep and contain time of possession with Cam Newton, even if he's not being able to throw the ball. So I'm gonna go with him as well. But it's gonna be an interesting matchup, man. Tonight, it's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, Tanner's saying over here that Zeke has been a disappointment for the Cowboys, and that the New England defense may stifle the Rams' offense. I want to see that actually, because that's what Tom Brady always was used to, right? Having that defense. Usually Tom Brady coming at the end, he does Tom Brady things, but his defense kept him all these games, man. And I really hope to see that. And, even though I hate Cam, I want to see him do something. I just want to see him do something. He's just one of them guys. Craig in here saying if they are able to run the ball against the Rams, the Pats will win. Going to this, I think that
if they can run the ball. Hell yeah.
The Rams defense is very undersized. I was watching them play. They play fast, but when it comes down to stopping the run and these big boys getting over there off the double teams, like I was telling you about blocking Aaron Donald, like let him rush upfield, but understand now we got the cutback, right? If we can just seal him off. He's upfield, but we seal him off. Now we got whatever matchups we got. And those guys are a little bit smaller. And when I say smaller, I'm just saying not small compared to me, but smaller in NFL general.
Well, I think it's the whole thing of stopping the run for the Rams, because if they make it to where they have to throw the ball, then I'm fine even with Aaron Donald getting double teamed on a pass rush. He's going to get in there a handful of times. So make them one-dimensional, especially if you're going to put them one-dimensional, make them have to pass the ball, especially with Cam Newton as your quarterback. And even, like I said, Aaron Donald rushing, maybe getting double teamed. I'm fine with that with the pass rush. So if they can stop the run, man, then I think they will give the Patriots a hard time. But if the Patriots can find a way to establish a run, like Craig was saying, then yeah.
Craig's also saying that the Rams have a top 3 run defense, and Tanner's saying they're made to stop the pass.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that the Rams haven't really played too many run-first offenses. They played, I know, the Cardinals and Seattle, who don't run the ball as well as some teams in the league. Like, they haven't played at Carolina that can rush the ball. Even though we have Mike Davis back there, he's still top 10 in rushing right now for our offense. So the Seattle Seahawks, I know they got Chris Carson, all these guys, but those are matchups that I think the NFC West, they just lost to the NFC East, got ran all over. I'm banking on that and that tendency to see if they can get that, they get ran over. That's what I'm assuming, Craig. But yeah, it's going to be interesting for sure. Aaron Donald, if he doesn't get blocked, he's going to take it over. Cheese, I'm going Patriots.
Yeah, same. I said the same. I got to go Patriots too, just because of those key factors that we mentioned.
All right. So whenever you tune in next week, guys, I'm trying to get this Google form picked up. If you don't know, there's Tuesday. We send out a Google form each week to ask these questions for you guys. All right. First question being, we're going to go over it. Drum roll. Where you at, Cheese? First question, Chiefs versus Dolphins, a possible playoff matchup. Who do you have? 54% say Chiefs, such a strong team all around and could be MVP Mahomes, slices and dices. And then 41% say the Chiefs as well. It'll be closer than everyone thinks, but the one who scores the most, which is usually the Chiefs, are going to win. And then we have over here 4% Dolphins, 2 in the offense, get rolling, keep Mahomes off the field, and sneak out a dub. What'd you say on that one?
The second one, the 40% one.
Chiefs will be closer to everyone, thanks. Yeah, I agree. I think the Dolphins, man, I think they might get licked this time. And then maybe in the playoffs, if they have a matchup again with the Chiefs, then they might keep it close. I'm going to say Mahomes is too good. Next question, we got the Steelers losing to the Washington football team. Do they continue to struggle versus the Bills? 54% say yes, the Bills are a legit Super Bowl team, led by a great running game and a solid defense. 25% say yes, they haven't really played anybody. Now the losing begins for Pittsburgh. We got 17% say no, Steelers played 3 games in 12 days. They still don't get a full week to prepare, but are well rested. And I threw that one in there because that was a very interesting stat to have 3 games in 12 days. Yeah. And then we got 4% saying no, Steelers are a dominant team and cause problems for the Bills matchup-wise. Which one did you choose?
Second one.
Which was? They haven't really played anybody, and now the losing begins for
Well,
Pittsburgh.
I think the losing starts beginning with them. I don't think a lot, but I think they also squeak another loss in there probably as well too. I mean, I didn't think they'd be undefeated, go all the way and win the Super Bowl anyway. So I think they struggle a little bit now.
Okay, next question. I'm pretty sure I picked this. Bills are a legit Super Bowl team led by a great running game and solid defense. I just like Josh Allen a lot. I've been hyping his train since he came into the league. 3 games in 12 days is crazy. Yeah, Tanner, that was crazy. I don't see how they can do that. All this COVID stuff. But anyways, Giants play the Cardinals. Washington football team plays the 49ers. The other 2 teams are a game behind. Who leads the NFC East after this roller coaster ride of a year? There's only 2 choices that everybody picked, 50-50 between the Giants and the Washington football team, led by Ron Rivera defense, and then the Giants are looking like they're piecing it together and catching fire at the right time. I was a Giants believer. Which one will you choose?
Still going with the Giants, man. Still going with them.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see how that turns out later in the season. Next question. After a shocking win versus the Jets, the Raiders play a good Colts team. Do they bounce back or potentially lose a spot to the Colts for playoffs? That was a lot, I know. 54% say Colts are going to ruin the hopes of Raiders playoffs. I ended up choosing that one. I know that one. 30% say Raiders get the job done. They play down to the competition and will have a better game versus the Colts. And then we got the remaining percent of people saying Raiders. Hey, Olive. I'm trying to do something here. Come on, lady. Yeah. And then I got Raiders are overrated, but still have a lot of growing to do. Without Jacobs, their O is no bueno. Which one did you choose?
Listening to it now, I'd probably do the last one. Just because of the fact is that's a hard one because I do think the Raiders play to the potential of the opponent they play. I think they could have a good game, and I also can see the Colts winning this as well. So, without Jacobs, I would say, no bueno. So I would pick the last one on that one.
All right. Next question. We got, Ravens versus Brown rematch. Does Baker pull some magic? We have 46% saying yes. Game 1, when they were blew out post-COVID, no preseason. The Browns take it to the Ravens this time. Then we got 33% saying no, Ravens are a great defense. The Browns haven't played anybody else with a dual threat QB like Lamar, even though they already played him once this year. And then we got 20% saying Brownies are making the playoffs. F off to the haters. Which one do you choose?
Damn, dude. I'm going to look at it more before we make our picks and stuff, but I'm going to have to pick the second one. I'm going to say Lamar Jackson gives him a hard time.
Okay. I am pretty sure I said game 1 where they were blew out post-COVID, no preseason. I do believe in hot streaks during the season, so they're riding high in Cleveland, and I think they might, since it's division, Baker is getting the team together and all that stuff. That's going to be interesting. That's going to be a good one.
Yes, it is. Extremely good.
Rematch of Super Bowl 50. I had to throw this one out there. Panthers versus Broncos. Who wins the garbage time game? We have 38% say Panthers get C-Mac back and it's over. I ended up picking that one, and he is actually questionable. He might not play again this week, so that sucks. 33% say Broncos blew their load versus Kansas City. Panthers defense is too strong, and Teddy bounces back with great passing game. So we got some Carolina fans in this fan group, hopefully. And then we got the Broncos at 16% win a close one, holding C-Mac to under 150 total yards. C-Mac's not playing. That one's out the window. And then the Broncos played well. This is 12%. Played well versus the Chiefs. We'll continue with that momentum and beat the rested Panthers. Which one do you think?
I go second one. Panthers are going to find a way to win. And I think Denver blew their load and threw as much as they could against Kansas City.
Yeah, I agree. I think those divisional matchups take their toll on people a lot more. But if you tuned in, we do appreciate you guys listening to this episode of Cheetah and Cheese. Like I said, we're getting quicker and quicker with these Thursday episodes because we're getting a lot of information out. I'm going to try to start switching scenes. It's just the next step in the process. We're all learning here, baby. 6 months in of streaming. Love you guys. Chief, kill them with the vibe.
Hit him with it.